Hey everyone, how's it going? It is 50 degrees here at Minot Air Force Base. It feels amazing to be able to get outside and enjoy the nice weather. Just a little bit of an update. I'm back in communication with some of the people here as far as that meeting that I was talking about in the last few videos. So I'm really hoping that something's still going to come from that. I'm still going to push forward and make contacts and do whatever I can. One thing I wanted to talk about today that I believe many people here at Minot Air Force Base would agree with me on is that there's obviously a alcohol problem here on base. We have DUIs routinely. It happens a lot, and I kind of spoke a little bit, not a little bit, a lot actually, about how I really want to see changes with the alcohol policy that the Air Force has. But I really feel like we need something that's either like a 24-hour restaurant, because everything closes so early. Okay, so we're talking like 5 o'clock. The BX closes down, which I get. They have pretty decent hours, but that's also a place where a lot of people from base can go and eat. Burger King, I believe, closes at 5. I think I already said that. Sorry, it's been a really busy last few days, but and then I'm not sure what the Doolittle hours are, anyway. But so once it comes around to the time that everyone's getting off of work, there's not a whole lot of options. So the next option is to obviously travel to town, which is about 12 miles. And I just feel like if we had something that was 24 hours, that would really help people not driving back and forth from base. I don't know if the DUIs are necessarily from people coming from base or if it's on base DUIs that are happening. Either way, I think it would be a great idea to implement something that is 24 hours, kind of like your Perkins restaurant, where they offer a lot of different types of food and stuff. 24 hours. There, I went out with a group of girls, and we went and saw a movie at this base theater. And by the time that we got out, it was around the 9 o'clock time, and everything was closed down. And you think, okay, well, we saw the movie. What can we do afterwards? If we want to get something to eat, we don't really have a whole lot of choices. Like, there's literally nothing. And so I really think it would be such a great thing to have where people from base can come and have that opportunity to do something after hours. The other idea I had was like it's like an in-between for like Chuck E. Cheese's and something for adults. Like, what is that called that they had in Colorado? It starts with a B. Or is it? Shoot, I can't remember. But it's like a gaming arcade place for adults as well. I'm gonna remember it, and then after I'm done with the video, I'm gonna remember what it is. Dave and Buster's. Is that what it is? Okay, sorry. Anyway, I'm like thinking about it now, but yeah. So if we had something like that, where adults could go and still take their kids, and I don't know. I just feel like there is not a whole lot of things to do here, and I really feel like with the negative perspective that people have on Minot Air Force Base in general, I don't know if it's a funding thing, which I get. That's gets kind of sticky, but if we have the funds, let's do something like that. I just feel like maybe it's just my personality where I'm like, I want to do spontaneous things. I want to have fun. I love to see people have fun. And so, it would just be really cool to, have stuff like that happen. Or if we have a coordinator here on base that like can coordinate these fun outings for people, I think that would just be so amazing, just really fun things. I mean, it can be everything from like, hey, we're going to go meet at the pit and we're going to play games. We're going to do this. And I don't know. I maybe it's just me, but I just feel like there could be so much more offered. And I really think if we had somebody, um, like I said, someone that's full of energy and, going around and kind of getting that energy level up with people to go out and have fun and as long as there's those activities, I don't know. I really think that would be something that I would love to get involved with, just to see if that would make any difference, to get the airmen out of the dorms and have them do fun things. Because I feel like that's where a lot of, and not just the Air Force, but I do feel like, unfortunately, that seems to be where a lot of those suicides are happening. And I really do believe that we need to get to the core of what's causing that. Obviously, creating and organizing, putting something together as far as activities and like a facility here on base, totally different. That's more to like keep the positivity up and have something fun to do without having to go to town. But the second part of it is really narrowing down, why are we having these suicides? I don't know a whole lot about like what the programs are, like how in processing works. But I really, really, really think and believe that, and have been advocating for a while now, to make mental health a mandatory thing. Treat it like PT tests. We hear leadership, even as high up as Bass, talking and advocating and promoting like, hey, mental health comes first. Like, you got to take care of yourself, self-care. But I don't see where we are making that really a thing that can happen. I know there was a rumor here that there's a colonel here on base that is implementing or has talked about implementing, this mandatory mental health check-in for airmen at least once a month. I think that's amazing. I think that is, something that everyone should do. And I think leadership, really need to step it up and say, hey, look, I make time each month to go see mental health. Whether I have something going on or not, it is worth to see somebody and talk about things. And we really need to kind of push away that negative stigma around mental health. If the mental health isn't taken care of, the mission's not going to happen. And it really needs to be seen as part of the mission. And it just, one suicide, whether it's somebody I know personally or someone that I've never met, it hurts us all. It hurts the Air Force family, it hurts the community, and it's just really sad that this is happening. It's sad that we have the amount of DUIs that we do, but at the same time, I feel like there's so much that we could do to address that. I just feel like there's just not that initiative, and it's hard to sit back and, I have all these ideas, and no, I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I have the best plan to fix these things. It's going to take time, but at the same time, I just don't feel like there's a lot of people really, really stepping it up and really pushing through a lot of this stuff. It's not a popular opinion to take away alcohol from the workplace, but you know what? It wouldn't be acceptable anywhere else. And with the history of alcohol in the military and the history, the numbers, the statistics, the surveys, the case studies, everything put together, you would think, okay, what's the biggest cause here? Okay, it's alcohol. Take away the alcohol. It just blows my mind that we can either hear people joke about, oh yeah, the military has, just it's all about drinking, and I quite frankly, I don't think that's funny. I had an uncle who was a Army veteran that was killed by a drunk driver, and I have personal friends, some family members that have struggled with alcohol. And I really don't think that people understand just how detrimental it can be to somebody's life, their family. And it just bothers me to see really nothing getting done about it. I think it's a very simple thing to do, take away the alcohol. I'm just really struggling to understand why that's such a big deal. And I feel like if they had the opportunity to really sit down and hear, okay, so I'm going to get back to that part. But if they really sat down with people from inside, and what I mean by that is someone who is Air Force, okay? And you sit down and you talk about, okay, how can we address this? What are some ideas? Give me some feedback, right? Okay, you are asking people who are in the same environment, have this somewhat the same history, speaking as a whole, history of being in the military. The mindset is not going to be quite as broad. And so I've been trying to advocate, sitting down and talking to people from the outside, talk to spouses. I think the military in general really, really kind of doesn't give enough credit to the feedback that spouses have. We really need to listen to them. And I think that it would be a great idea to just sit and have this meeting, and I would love to be a part of it. I have so much information, so much material, so much research, and opinions really coming from the heart, and it would be really nice to just talk to someone about, just the issue in general. But my point is with all of this is that so far, numbers, research, history has shown that efforts done from the inside has not been working. And so I think it's time that they open this up. And sure, that would be a great route to go, but even better would be to have somebody step up and start the movement. Obviously I'm not in the military, but I've been thinking about going OTS because like I said, I just sit back and I think, man, there's so much opportunity. There's so much that we could do if people would just open their eyes, open their minds, open their hearts to looking at literally everything. And I really feel like it's time. And I know that my opinions are not very well liked. I think there's people out there that constantly question me and think, why do you even care? Why are you doing this? Nothing's going to change. Leave things as they are. And you know what? I feel differently. I feel like things aren't getting better. It's time to step up. It's time to get serious. Stop accepting things for how they have been. Traditions from the past in the military were not always good ones. And I think it's time. There's obviously things from the past that were good, and you still want to implement those and apply those to the military today. But honestly, there's no reason to have veterans say their drinking got worse because of the military, or their drinking started because of the military. And I'm really kind of getting to the point where it bugs me when people say they're just a bad apple. They just can't handle their liquor. They don't have the responsibility. Okay. But do you put everything into perspective? Do you look at how many times, how many events that alcohol is provided? Or people can bring their own alcohol? Really, it's mind-blowing, really. And I think that it's hard for people to look at that. When people say, in the military say, we've been trying to have these activities, but we can't get anyone to participate. Is it the activity, the people putting together the activity? Is it because there's no alcohol? It should not be. We can't get people to participate because we don't have alcohol. That is saying there's a problem right there. Literally, I have heard it numerous times. Someone's environment, what people see in the workplace, there's just a lot of influence for it. And I just really wish that people would see that. And I think there's, the younger airmen, they need energy. They need somebody that's at their pace, that is completely non-judging, goes out there, gets them together, and is really engaged and enthusiastic about making their time on base a good one, making it memorable. Why don't we have a dance put on, I don't know, once a month at least, maybe twice a month on the weekend, where there's no alcohol, but show them how to have fun without alcohol. I would love to have an area where they just can go dance and hang out and, provide different activities within that. It's just, what can we bring, what we can do here on base is endless if we try to think, sit back, and really get some good feedback from the airmen. I think that's really where we need to start. And I think they already kind of do that. I think they send out surveys and stuff like that, or polls or something, and try to get an idea what kind of activities they would like. But I don't know. I would love to see something put on. And I'm kind of curious to see if I can even coordinate and put together something for them as well. I don't know how that would work, or I'd have to do some calling around to see who I need to get in contact with for stuff like that. But the reason why I brought this up is because, when it was, the snow was starting to melt, and we started to see people coming out of the house, walking their dogs, out with their kids. And so at the last minute, spontaneously, I was like, guys, we have this gigantic puddle in front of our house. We need to do something with that. And so I got ponchos. I had music out there blasting some 90s, right? And then we had this big sign, said, "Don't be shy, splash us." And I posted it on a Curb Alert page, and I said, "Come out, splash my kids for free. Let's have some fun." And it was, guys, it was amazing to see people laughing and having fun, and seeing people that you see, typically driving through on the street, or down your street, or, we had people come from town, from Minot, just to come and do that and participate in that. The energy was just amazing, and to see everyone just have fun together, and they would even stop and come say hi, and We had a neighbor that came with his Humvee and came through. Security forces got involved. Like, it was so much fun. It was awesome. And I just feel like we need more of that. Yeah, if we can get something put together to kind of get people together, I think it would be great. And I think if we can try to change, not really the narrative, but the opinion and the outlook that people have. I don't want people, getting out of, from basic to their tech school, and then here, you're going to Minot. And then they're like, really? Minot? You're putting me in the worst base ever. Like, I don't want that. That is such a, you're like that kind of talk and that kind of vibe, if you want to say it, vibe, to these brand new airmen is already, kind of having that influence and impact on their idea of being in the military. This brand new opportunity, not opportunity, but this new chapter in their life should be exciting, not, oh, why not? That sucks. I don't like to see that. I'm one of those people where, there's snow outside, snowball fight. Like, who can make the biggest snowman? Or I don't know. Like, if we could just find ways to have fun with what we have. And I don't know, like I said, that's just a little bit of my personality speaking, but I'd really like to see that change where people get excited to come to Minot and people look forward to it. And most importantly, people leave with great memories. There are some people that don't want to leave and they retire here, and I think that's awesome. But I want the memories to be good ones. And a lot of that is going to really come from their experience with housing, with base housing, and their experience with, events that are put on. And again, just the attitude, the community feeling that we have. And I've loved it so far. I think it's a great base. It's, it's good. But anyway, so that's all I have to say for now. I will, excuse me, I will obviously kind of update you guys as far as when I hear back on this meeting. And again, I am just so excited. I just hope I get this opportunity to find where I can get involved and to help. Like, that's the biggest thing is what I can tell you from anything that you take away from my videos is that if you feel something in your heart that just doesn't go away, that keeps bugging you, and you could see yourself jumping in and being part of the change, I cannot stress enough or encourage you enough to go out and do it. It's there for a reason, and this is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because I feel compelled to. It is something that just doesn't leave me alone, and I'm passionate about it, and I just want to see lives change. I think it's very sad when alcohol destroys somebody's marriage, family, and life and career, and obviously it makes me really sad when people don't want to go to a certain base. I think it's takes a toll on people. And anyway, so go out there, make a difference. Don't give up your passions. People may think you're crazy. People think I'm crazy. They think, what are you trying to do? But I'm not ashamed. I'm very strong in my beliefs. I'm very passionate, and I like I said before, I'm not going to give up. And I'm gonna continue. So I'm, like I said, I'll let you guys know about the meeting and how that goes. And I um, enjoy sharing this journey with you, and I hope it encourages you in a way. And but anyway, if you have any questions or comments about anything that I talked about, I'd love to hear it, especially if you're here from Minot Air Force Base, or have been here, or you're on your way here. Leave a question, or anything, because we need to start talking about these things. And the more talk we have, the more communication we have. You know, numbers do change things. And so if we can get people on board, I think there can be a lot of great changes made here. So that's all I have for today. And again, I really appreciate you guys taking time to even watch these. So thank you. All right, I'll talk to you later.